Yes, yes. Good morning, everyone. It's great to have you on the call. And I'm super excited, especially when I have meetings with us. I barely could sleep tonight. I've been awake since at about um at about 5:30, because I was just so excited in seeing each and every one of us this morning. So it's like our first face-to-face virtual meeting, being able to add a face to the name and a name to the face. So would appreciate if we can have our videos on, probably except for those that for religious reasons. So I understand Dr. Kapila is full hijabite, but I'm not sure of Madam Mukwelola because I can see her face in this picture. So I think I would like to see her face. Yes. You're not hiding this Wi-Fi face for me. There is God, Joe. There is God. So how many of us were wondering why 7 a.m. of all time? Why 7 a.m.? Anybody? Don't worry. I will not beat you. This is adult learning. Now, this is
For
very important.
me,
Who is talking?
okay, for me, I think, okay, sorry, I didn't raise my hand.
Okay.
Sorry, I was supposed to raise my hand.
Let's see.
Yeah, for me, I think it's 7 a.m. when the brain is still fresh
Fantastic.
and can assimilate better.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So I need another response. AY.
Yeah, I think 7 a.m. before we start the also bustle of Saturdays.
Absolutely. Okay. I need to hear from someone else. Mrs. Okay, Kemi, why 7 a.m.?
For me, time is just a relative thing. It doesn't matter. It could be fast. It could be anything.
Yeah, it could be anything. Like
it could be 5 a.m.
So why do you think it's relative?
Because the truth is, when you want to get something done, you get it done regardless of the time. If we are told we should come here and receive 6 million by 4 a.m.
And this
everybody will be here.
Yeah, and this is over 6 million in disguise, right? It's over 6 million that is going to take time.
Yeah.
Okay. So I could see Mrs. Ade Mopelola was trying to say something as well. So why did you think 7 a.m.? Okay, I'm not sure she's on the call. Dr. Kapila, why did you think 7 a.m.? Please unmute, let's hear you. I think this is USI tutor. Can you please rename yourself so that I won't keep saying USI tutor? I know this is my international consultant, the one that she's earning dollars already. She has students abroad. So please do rename yourself. Okay, Dr. Kafila, why do you think 6 a.m.?
Because Saturday is usually a kind of busy day for some people that will go for work there, house cleaning and everything. So it's always a day that is packed with some activities. So it's better we start early. Absolutely. When the brain is still fresh, like somebody said.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, so why 6 a.m.? I'm arriving. Oh, it's Benedicta. Oh, wow. Okay, Benedicta, why did you think 6 a.m.? Benedicta and, Mrs. Mopelola. I saw a beautiful face. She just flashed it to me. And I'm waiting to see it in full. Oh, Mrs. Rose has left again. Maybe. Oh, no, she's here.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah. I think you picked 5 a.m. I mean 7 because we won't get distracted and we can do what we have to do before any other thing arises.
Absolutely. Okay, so Benedicta.
Good morning, Ma. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
7 a.m. Probably because we are leaders. Whether 7, whether 6. I've been up since like 3 hours ago, several meetings. So
all right.
So probably because of our responsibility,
yes, absolutely. Now, this was like the icebreaker for the session this morning, and it was very purposeful, right? So everything I do intentionally. Those who know me know why I do that. Now, I started with this to let you know that in as much as we are trying to answer the same question, which is like problem solving, we all had our unique responses, okay? And the first foundation that I want to lay for us, I'm not teaching, it's going to be more of interactive session, but the first foundation I'm laying for us this morning is to let us know that never believe that a market is oversaturated. Never. Especially now that you are going into consulting. You are going to always have your own client, because nobody else can solve problems the way you do. Are you getting me? And please, like I said, I want everybody's videos on. This morning session, I want everybody's videos on, because sincerely, we do it a lot in Nigeria, but it's unethical, especially when you are having a conversational classroom. Okay. And then secondly, for us to be able to put a face to the name, a name to the face. You never can know. And one of the beautiful things is we are looking forward to having us collaborate in especially this cohort, and we will also be added to the alum group when we were done. So never believe that a market is oversaturated. Nobody, I repeat, nobody can provide the kind of solutions that you have as a consultant. That is number one. Number two, we have so much work to do. Nigeria still has the highest number of out-of-school students that exist in the world. You might think that there are a lot of schools, but let me tell you, we don't have enough schools yet to cater for this sector. Right? Number three, the world has become a global village. I hope you are taking note. The world has become a global village, and it is eminent that you begin to see how you can spread your consulting practice across the nations of the world. By the grace of God, I have consultants, I have clients in Cote d'Ivoire, I've mentored people from the US, I've mentored people in Pakistan, in South Africa, virtually all the continents of the world. So I'm starting with this foundation to let us know that what we are investing right now is something that is massive. It is beyond what you can imagine, if you are ready to do the work and take in the plunge. So before we start introducing ourselves, because I'm following the agenda, the first thing I want to say, I want to sincerely apologize for the modules that were not so clear. So what I have decided to do is we are all going to come back on the call this week. I think in the evening, for me to retake those classes. Is a lot on my side, so you have to commit to make sure you are also available. Because when I got those feedback, and I got a feedback that said this is not cost skill standards, and I felt like crying. But the person actually said the truth. So what I've decided to do, sorry, I'm looking for my to-do list for next week. So what I've decided to do is to make sure that we have a retake of those sessions, and I have scheduled us to hold the live class on Thursday and Friday this week, between 6 p.m. and 7, thereabout, so that our Muslim sisters can get on to pray. So I'm aware that 2 modules, Mrs. Rose complained of, what do we call it now? Social media revamp. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to take that class again. And I think Benedicta let me know that consulting, what do we call it now? the introduction to consulting. Benedicta, is there any other module aside from that the audio wasn't clear? Benedicta.
Hello, ma.
Yes. Aside from the introduction to consulting that you said the audio wasn't clear, which other session was the audio not very clear?
I think there was one other. I'll specify and send to
Please,
you.
specify and send to me so that we can then have a third live class where, even though I know you have gone through it, but we are going to come up live. That is the extra mile we are going to make sure that we get it sorted, right? And so I want to say a very big thank you for those feedback. For us, feedback is, our breakfast because we are champions. So I said I was going to address that on the call this morning before I forget. So we are going to introduce ourselves, yourself, your name, where you're joining in from. We are also going to be mentioning the consulting niche that we are considering and any other thing special about you. So 4 things: your name, where you're joining in from, your consulting niche, and anything special about you. And finally, how has the experience been like for the modules that you have taken already? Okay, so I'm going to have Madam Rose, please go ahead while I mute. And we want to see your face. You're still feeling the same. And please make sure you turn on your video when you are speaking. Thank you. Madam Rose, over to you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Good morning. My name is Elachi Rose, FCA. I'm speaking from Lagos, Nigeria, Satellite ASICS to be precise. I'm a school owner, but I still work as a full-time worker as an accountant. The consulting aspects I'm still considering. I have not decided which niche to launch into because I need to do it alongside with accounting consulting in one aspect of it. So I've not yet concluded. It's a new aspiration for me, and I'm still looking and making inquiries about it. So
amazing. So you want to sincerely focus on accounting consulting for a lot of small businesses. A lot of small businesses don't have their books put together, right? So
yeah,
it could be, it could be across schools or across organizations. So that is not something you are trying to think about. It is something that the market needs like there's no tomorrow. And I'm ready to give you all the support you need, right? I knew how hard I had to be for someone to put me through that aspect of my business. And we didn't get it right until 2. Okay, Benedicta wants to do that. Okay, no problem. I had to look very, very, we just got it right 2 years ago. And I have been a consultant since 2012. So you have more than enough work to do. I'm telling you. And I paid the person that helped me through in dollars because I wanted the premium. Yes. So that is more than enough encouragement. So don't start saying I'm thinking. There's no thinking. You're going to be setting up accounting systems for organizations. Fantastic. Okay, right. So I can see Kemi's face. Thank you, Madam Rose. So Kemi, over to you. Please go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, my name is Kemi Olusegun, and I'm working currently with AfriLib Academy as the assistant coordinator for Lagos chapter. The consulting niche that really struck a chord in me is curriculum development and implementation. Because why that has been for me is you go to a lot of educational institutions and you find out that the content is nothing to write home about in terms of some basic skills, soft skills that are learnable at a tender age, but not there because everybody is. So basically, that's my consulting niche that I'm working towards seriously. And what's that thing again? Did you say we should say?
Any special thing about you and how has the course been so far? Madam Rose, we'll come back to you. I just realized you didn't finish talking.
A special thing about me, I love to play a lot. I'm a very playful. That's one special thing about me. So far, the course has been amazing because one, I got your books. In fact, if anybody has not got, I'm sorry, if anybody has not gotten those books, they should do that right now. But it's amazing. The books. In fact, reading the books, and now realize, why did I even register for this course? Because the book contains everything I need to know. Yeah, I read the book.
Well, it's not the same thing as Panadol. It's not the same thing as Panadol.
All right, thank you.
Yes, amazing. Good, good. Well done, Kemi. Okay, so Mrs. Rose, what special thing about you and how has the course been for you so far?
Okay, the course it's though I had a the few videos I've listened to have been mind-blowing and eye-opening for me. In fact, all through yesterday as I was going to work and I was coming back, I was listening to what I had my notes jotted that build up already. My driver keep wondering what I'm writing every day with my ears closed while on the road going and coming. So, and I think the side where I meet is the side that is most for me because I'm on social media but not active on social media. Raise that red flag on that video that I could not hear well, and I need to just get a grasp of it, see how I can make my social media handle.
Yeah, no problem. We're going to share the recording session. Something special about you. You close your eyes and listen to a book.
No. I like to solve problems. I like to...
Wow. Yeah. My kind of person. Amazing. Okay. AY, let's have you turn on your video, or any other person that is ready, just turn on your video so that we can save time. Okay. Good morning, Madam.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning,
I have a very peculiar story because I did study education. Yeah. But I had this calling to a few years ago to start a school, which I did. It was difficult to agree with God, but I did. And today I'm so happy I did because it was a solution that I was bringing into this place. And so far, so good. So my niche is definitely my niche in consulting, even though it's not like, it's something that's been on my mind that I really need to start consulting because I learned a lot of things on the job trying to build the school up because I didn't have any mentor here. I didn't have an example to follow. So I just had to do it by God's grace. And where we are today, I would say we are like the top school in Republic of Benin right now. And I was like, okay, now that we're here, it means I should be able to consult for other people, help other people that were like me then, that didn't have anybody to turn to. It's not like I have a client ready, but it's just something that has been on my mind. And what I'm going to concentrate on is very clear. It's about having a bilingual school, setting up a bilingual school, running a bilingual school, and also the IB program, the International Baccalaureate program.
Oh, wow, fantastic.
So there are two big things, but they're doable.
Absolutely.
And the interesting thing about this this program is that I've always thought that I wanted to be a consultant, but I didn't know consultancy involved so many topics like this. So I was like, this one too is part of it. So it's just opening my eyes, and I'm happy I'm doing it now before I get into it and make so many mistakes before I come out again to say, okay, now let me go and do something about training for it. So I'm happy I'm training for it now. At least it gives me enough time to prepare myself, prepare things, and get the service and product well defined.
Fantastic. So
Something about me,
yeah.
I am somebody that goes for the goal, whatever it is, no matter how difficult it looks, no matter how hard it sounds. If my mind is made up to do it, I pray about it and I go for it and I do it.
Amazing.
Just like this course.
Awesome.
The first day I was like, how are you just going to put this into your schedule? It's impossible. Yes, it's been very difficult, but then I'm doing it. I'm already on the 3rd week. Let me close my eyes. I'm not yet on the 4th week, but at least I'm in the 3rd week.
Beautiful.
It's very, very difficult, but I know I will finish it by God's grace.
Amazing.
Thank you very much for creating the program.
Yes, I'm super excited. You know, this is the 7th cohort. We had close to 40 people run through this program. We started in 2020. And because I got to a point where 2 things was informed this thing. So I got to a point where I started getting some consulting assignments that were bigger than me. So take, for example, we'll be in Ocean State towards the long back. And I was looking for capable hands. I couldn't find. It was difficult because my standards are very high, as you can see. And, you know, I had to tell myself that the earlier I start training other people so that I can have a pool of people to work with when I have such, because that's the long haul, that's the vision. So I can say, yes, I've patented these people, they've gone through what is expected. And then number 2, how many schools can I consult? How many schools can my organization consult? The problem is massive. So I needed to raise an army, right? That will collectively, collaboratively work to solve this problem. So I think in massive scale. I don't think as an individual. I think in systems. I think in organizations. I think in in magnitude. So, and thank you so much for accepting my request. All right. So who wants to go next? Turn on your video so that we don't waste time. Whoever is going next, you turn on their video. Anyway, this one you're turning off your video. What yourself and Mrs. Rose. Who is going next? I don't want you to start cooking beans. That's why it's 7 a.m. Who is going next? Quickly. Don't let us spend too much time on this. Yeah. Good morning. Good morning. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. So you may want to check your sound.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Great.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can still hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Can you still hear me?
We can hear you. Go ahead.
Something wrong with my...
Okay, so while you're trying to sort that out, let's hear from Dr. Kafila. She's already
okay. I'll log in through my laptop then.
Yes,
okay.
Please do. All right, Dr. Kafila, it's over to you.
Okay, good morning once again, ma. I'm Dr. Mutraya Kafila Toyaremi. Okay. I'm based in Ibadan, Nigeria. I have a school that I started about 13 years ago, and that's Share of Unique Schools. Though presently the school is under lock and key. The school is, I decided to go on a 6-month break to start all over again in September due to the challenges I have. And I was away to do my master's, my PhD and everything, and things went south. So I had to take that decision to be off for 6 weeks. So to be back in September. So consulting, I've been training schools and all that. You know, most times it's freebies. I do train schools, but I just realized that we've been on this thing for a while. Dr. T, you remember, I think I started asking about this course about 2 years ago. So this year, I said, okay, I have to start. So that's why, though I bought a book, Education Consultancy Blueprint, is here with me. I think about 2 years ago. and I've read it. In fact, I've even done a training with this thing. With this book. It's such a lovely book, so loaded. But I realized that doing the course is more elaborate, it's more practical. I've learned so much. Yeah, I've learned so much from the practical teaching compared to it's a kind of more extensive than just the book.
Of course.
So the book is just a guide. So
the fees, the school fees and the book fees are also different fees.
Very, very different. So we can't just compare the two. So yes, I felt I just have to go into consultancy fully. So my niche, I've not been able to really carve it well. But I think it's about helping schools that are having challenges, because I've had a lot of challenges running my school for more than 10 years. So, and I realized most times when schools reach out to me to tell me their problems and I offer solutions, even very big schools in Ibadan here, most times their solutions, the problems are kind of solved with the solutions I give just for free. So I realized, of course, I can monetize this. And so I think it's just about helping schools that are having challenges. Yeah. And the second one is about higher education for students in the tertiary institution. That one is just from my passion. I like talking to students at that level, kind of mentoring or motivating them. And most times you don't have people to talk to. And some of them challenges in school. So and most times I flow well with them. They see me as friends. So I'm thinking of just combining the two. And this course has really been an eye-opener. So many things that I was not, like consultancy agreements, drafting my proposal, scope, out of scope and all those things. I never know more about it. And it's just that it's a trying period, but it's I know I will definitely get over it, God willing. So thank you very
Anything
much, Dr.
special
T.
about you?
Oh, I like talking. Yeah.
It's
I like talking.
so you begin to talk. You begin to talk to monetize your talk.
Yes.
Yes. So one thing I want to quickly share before it escapes me is, please note down the particular problems you've been solving. I'm sure it's not all problems. It could be problems around processes. It could be problem around school structure. It could be problems around school systems. So note those particular problems, right? That means it's your green area, and you want to just also work towards getting more knowledge around those areas so that you can then become an expert, okay? And then for the tertiary, I mean, that place is very green as well. I don't think I have energy for tertiary consulting yet. I never can tell. But for now, I've mastered for primary and secondary schools. Awesome. Okay, so who is going next? Quickly. We have just about three people to go. Mrs. Rose, your
Sorry,
hand
Doctor.
is yes, go ahead.
Yes, we didn't get to see Dr. Kapila's face, if she doesn't mind.
Yes, so Dr. Kapila, Mrs. Rose wants to see your face. I know Dr. Kapila, because of our religion, she tends to, be all covered. So I'm not sure if she wants to show her face. But Dr. Kapila, don't let me speak for you. Because assumption, they say, is the lowest level of knowledge. Okay. So whilst that is on, so who is going next? Mrs. Ade Bukola. Okay, Mrs. Ade. Yeah, awesome. Good to see you.
Good morning, Mom.
Dr. Kapila is showing
Good morning, everyone.
Mrs. Rose, can you see Dr. Kapila now?
I'm not Dr. Kapila. I'm.
Yes. I know you are Mrs. Ade Mupelola, but I'm just telling because Dr. Kapila's camera is on, so I wanted to tell Madam Rose that she can actually see her. Okay, so go ahead, Madam Ade.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
My name is Camila Mopelola Aderoju.
Yeah.
I'm a teacher here in Lagos.
Oh, amazing.
At the moment, I have some private sector that I work for, and I eventually found myself in this department, special educational need.
Wow.
So what I am intending doing, I wanted to have a little crèche. So and I don't want anyone to come consulting for me because I know it's asking.
Wow.
So I have to pay. So I said, let me go into it to know more about it, and then to know how to put up my, because I've worked for schools.
Yeah.
I work as a assistant class teacher in Grange.
Wow.
I've worked in Temple,
Wow.
Leaves Green School. So those have given me an edge on how to.
Yes.
So that I thought if I have my own, I should be able to do something, but I just don't want to do it without having an experience in consulting.
Wow.
So that's why I try to put in for this to know more about it.
Wow, this is beautiful. What's special about you, Bab? You are working on the international schools.
I love to work with little kids.
Wow.
Then I love cooking.
You love cooking? Ah, so you are going to host us, our physical meeting. Where is the house?
At Ilasa, if you can all come, you're all welcome.
Ilasa is just at our backyard there. So we are all going to Madam Okwelola's house.
No problem. You're all welcome, ma'am.
I don't like cooking though. Hi.
Really?
I have my way. Kevin, are you in that building? I started cooking at the age of 10, so I don't just like it at all.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I hate cooking too.
Yeah, I've cooked all my life. and I'm grateful to God. I have a man that can enter the kitchen and sort himself. And now I have a 13-year-old and a 10-year-old that cooks for me. So I'm blessed. So wow. when people say, how do I cope? Those are part of the system that I used to cook. All right, awesome. So let's get to hear from Adibukola.
All right, thank you, everybody. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah.
Hey, you can see the callers come alive now. All of you were covering your beautiful faces before.
Yes. So actually, my first question was, I wanted to just ask you, how are you able to combine your work?
You have not come to a question and answer yet.
That was the first.
Wait.
Okay, we'll come back to that.
We'll come back to that, yes. Introduce yourself.
All right. So, because you mentioned it, just now, that's why I decided to, go for it. All right. So basically, I've been a teacher for almost 15 years. And I've never taught in a Nigerian school. It's always been a British school for those years. And majorly, I thought I've been teaching, well, preschool and elementary school. Okay. I taught preschool for like 7 years, and I've been in elementary for like 8 years now. Ooh. So over the years, schools would, engage me. I go there, take them trainings on class decoration. I train their teachers, on how to ensure that they deliver well in the classroom. So for me, it was just, I go to schools and train them. But by the time I started this, because I knew that, I had to reach out to Dr. Toida. So I've been doing kuje. I've been doing it on the surface. So it's deeper than I thought. Yeah. So, and I've always had this passion for it. I've always had this passion in solving problems, because really there are challenges in schools, and some don't even know where to get help from. They are just stuck. So I just feel, okay, I think I should go ahead and go into consulting, but I wanted to be certain that I have all the skills I need before going for it, because you don't just go into something and say, okay, I'm going to do this thing. So when you get there and you meet challenges, how do you face them? How are you able to say, okay, I'm here to solve? You're a problem solver, and if you don't know how to solve the problem, so why are you charging for it? So I just feel before I go there and say I want to open my mouth, I should be able to, have that value I want to give to other people. Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah.
What's special about you?
What's special about me? Well, I'll just say anybody I come in contact with, I ensure that I add value. I'm someone that's I'm passionate about adding value, no matter how old, no matter how young. Once you're around me, there's something you're gonna, tap from me, no matter how small it is. Yeah.
Awesome. Beautiful. Yeah. Okay, so what niche are you considering for consulting?
It was when I started this, because I decided to tell myself, what, to actually pick something. Can't be
You can't be everything.
Master of all. Yeah.
But you can actually train across different areas.
Yeah. But I know, but at the same time, there has to be certain, you know, analyzed, you know, skills you have to put out there. Absolutely. So I'm considering quality assurance.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Because someone like me, when I sit down in the classroom and I see teachers deliver, I can tell you what you need.
Wow.
You know, to ensure that your deliverables, you know, are, you know, are top notch. Yeah.
So yeah, those classroom observers.
Yes. And
what they used to call inspectors before in public sector.
You know, most of the time we see, especially even down to year 1, year 2, some children don't do well, not because they are not smart. Some teachers don't know how to deliver a simple lesson. And they are employed. But you know, at times people not just feel, okay, this person has a master's degree, you can perform, we're going to the class. It's not about the certificate sometimes. You have to know the job. You have to be able to deliver well. So, well, let me just stop here.
They have started training us on this call now. All right, so let's have Benedicta. So Benedicta has always been my mentee, you know, over the years. And when she was like, Ma, I'm coming for this course again, I say, hey, this girl does not want to grieve for anybody. Okay, so let's hear from Benedicta.
Good morning, Ma. Good morning, everyone. My name is Benedicta. What am I supposed to say, Ma?
Where are you joining us from? Where are you joining us from? How has the course been so far? And what's special about you?
Yeah, I'm joining from Lagos, Nigeria. Why I joined this course is, number one, I believe that anything that is worth doing is worth training for. I have been in the educational space for about 20 years, and I like to do things for free, you know. I can just look at a child's notebook. It has happened to me. Oh, and then I see some needs in that school. So I go to the school, liaise with the head of school. Can I help you solve this problem? This child's book is like this. I'm not a parent, but I can imagine what other parents can say about this and feel about this. So sometimes I go to schools like that and train based on the needs I see from a particular child in that school.
Wow.
My niche, one of it would be to train educators, not just the regular training, but how we can do what we do excellently. You know, I am also an OAP, so I have a program that is titled Don't Freak Out. Some of these things led me to that, you know, how can you teach an autistic child and don't freak out? How can you teach a child with special need, you know? So those are some of my concerns. Teachers.
So everybody on the call, if you want free advertisement on radio, just contact Benedicta. I've featured there before. Are you getting me? I'm serious though. Benedicta, is it not true?
It's true.
Just connect with her. She's on the group, you know.
Hey, I am connecting straight away.
That's what I'm telling you people that
are your next client.
This morning's meeting is very, very critical. We all have very fantastic talent. This cohort is sincerely special. So go ahead, yeah. And she can do it virtually. You don't have to also go to a studio anyway. Just joking. So that the people that are not inside Nigeria do not feel somehow inside Lagos. Yeah. So go ahead, Benedicta. Yeah.
So basically, I think that is it. From the training, it's been very enlightening, and sincerely, I cannot say I have digested 20% of what has been taught. So I will go again, listen over and over and over again. And then I like to listen as if I'm reading line by line, you know.
Wow. That's serious though.
I talking about how to manage business, how to manage clients. I've learned a whole lot that I have to digest so that it can make me grow well and deliver and help, you know. From this training, I've also, of course, I've had that mindset, but I've come to understand that there's no need to compete with anyone. Doctor mentioned it this morning. She said, never believe the market is oversaturated. So I'm not seeing anybody here as my competition or my competitor. I'm seeing everyone here as people I can collaborate with.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
To everybody has something to contribute. Whatever God has deposited inside of me, I want to unleash everything on planet Earth before I leave planet Earth. So that is one of the reasons I go for this kind of trainings, so that I can be a blessing to anyone, anywhere, and any child at any point in time. Because children, they are our future.
Absolutely.
They mean so much to me. Thank
What's
you.
special about you? What's
special about me? I have a coat of many colors. I can do so many things. I'm a creative thinker. I don't like the regular. If you tell me it's supposed to be like this, I'll put it like that. But I want to know, how can I make it unique?
Or turn it right side up.
I'm a problem solver. I don't believe that there's no problem that don't have solution. It might not be easy, but I love solving problem. I don't like when things are just going smoothly. I like to take the initiative. I like things being done excellently. I pay attention to details a lot, and I like exercising, even though I'm so slim. Because do I want to
it's for fitness, actually. It's for fitness. And you're looking like a queen in a palace. I love your background. Are they gold?
Yes, ma, they are gold. There are some sort of awards.
Wow. Okay. So Kemi says that same here at Benedicta, and I am already in your DM or something like that. Okay. And I am already writing out the names of people I think I should collaborate with. You all should know. All right. So finally, we have on the call somebody that always every day, Bridget Gorot. Every day, she does not allow you people to rest. Every morning, she's the one always sharing the link. She's my personal assistant. Bridget, can we just have a word from you? And then we will move on to what we have next. Max 8:30, we are out of here. I promise. Max 8:30, we are out of here. And it's also dependent on the plenty questions that you people have to ask. So I'm not sure Bridget is ready to talk to us yet. So maybe when she is settled, she would join us. Okay, so let's just move ahead. And you know, it's so fantastic that there is so much power in synergy. And I think one of the best things that I've enjoyed as a mentor, as a coach, professionally, aside from, you know, the fulfillment of transforming lives, apart from the fulfillment of having to get financial gains, because I won't lie, last year alone, from mentoring and coaching and from doing, I earned over, my business earned over 5 million. Is the power of the people and the network. I'm so rich in human resources. It's just for me to say, once a problem, who should I call? Who should I think? So social capital is the most viable currency in our world today. It is not about what you know. It is about who knows who you know to get you what you want. Okay. I read a quote during the week. The person said, tell him you are from me, or mention my name when you get there, is more potent than having a degree. And I was like, whoa, and that's true. People have gotten offers that they didn't have to. And statistics says that 80% of our success in life is not our IQ, the social skills and emotional intelligence and, you know, human quotient that we have, our ability to carry people along, our ability to intentionally network. So please, this is very important. That's why anything we know, make sure you are investing in quality relationships. Okay, so now to the question section. Like I said, we are coming back on the call on Thursday and Friday evening to retake the modules that were not clear. Whether you are here or you are not here, we shoot. But it would be great for you to be here so that you can ask live questions around those modules. So we'll be taking those modules again, right, Thursday and Friday this week, 6 to 7 p.m. so that our Muslim sisters can go and have their prayers. So please make sure you're on the call, whether you're on the call, even if I'm the only one here, I will do this session. Trust me. Trust me. So please, let's just block that out on our timetable. Even if you're on the road, just plug in. There's something that you're going to pick, because definitely the knowledge that I shared there, you can't imagine how I've grown between now and then. So that one is just tips of the iceberg, right? So please make sure you block out your calendar and have the time. This March, you people, you own me and I own you. So if you have a question, raise up your hand pertaining to the program, pertaining to some of the things you have listened to, anything at all, right? Let's go ahead. Or you can unmute your mic and talk. Okay, Benedicta, go ahead.
Okay, one of the questions I can readily remember is when one of the facilitators was talking about pricing, and something came to mind.
Yeah.
I also run a tutoring service.
Yeah.
Which I started last year. So I have some tutors with me right now. In the course of his teaching, he said your price or value, transformation, experience, So for my own case, it's how do I price these parents? I'm trying to be considerate, not to be too expensive and not to be too cheap. So how do we set the standard? That's number one, ma.
Okay.
Number two, currently what I do is, and I'm planning to change, so I want to be sure if that's okay. I don't get parents pay before lessons commence. They pay after lesson commences. Is it a best practice, or should I change to they pay before the lesson commences?
Okay, so I want to get all the questions so that I can answer them together. Any other person with questions? Ask now or forever remain silent. Bukola, should I still consider your question of how I cope?
Yes, please.
And
then I'll send the rest to the chats. It's okay. I have like 4.
Please do that quickly. Please do that quickly. Like I said, these are people that will disturb me. If you want us to say yes, it's 12 noon, I'm ready for you. Okay, so please send that to the chat. I'll pick it up from there. Who else have any questions so far about the program, about what you're learning, about something somewhere they said, it'd be like say one thing, two things. Any question, because I need to gather them now. Okay, all right. So which other person has a question? I've seen Adebukola's question. Kemi, question from you, Madam Rose, Dr. Kafila, AY, Ademokweola. Okay, maybe in the course of me answering, just make sure you drop 5 questions. Hey, blood of God. Adebukola, you are not nice. Okay, so just drop them in the chat because I won't have to come up and ask questions.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, Dr. Kapila.
Okay, my question, because I noted it here. I said, how do you ensure that you do not over-involve, under-involve, and involve rightly?
Okay.
That is, I want to know the extent of involvement a consultant should have in a project and in a consultancy assignments. Then I got some documents you mentioned, like scope, proposal.
Yes, you're going to get everything.
And all that.
You're going to get everything this week. In fact, you know that this one you just did is the share part of the course. The one you are going to do on our LMS is the which you are going to be starting from this week. As you pay your money, we'll send you your login details. We'll get to that place.
Hey, that's it.
Yes, so yes, Benedicta, I'm already answering Benedicta's question that way. So but let me just answer it well. Okay, so if you have any other question, please drop in the chat. Let me roll. So first off, when it comes to pricing standards, right? What I'm going to talk about when it comes to pricing standard is, so the mistake that a lot of us do is we think for our clients, right? We are trying to be empathetic with business, except you are running NGO. I'm sure when you heard about the price of this course and you're like, 200K, virtual, we're not going to eat. They're not going. Dr. Toyin is not renting space. Dr. Toyin is not renting. She's not even attending to us every day itself. And she's charging 200K. But did you pay or you still did not pay? You paid. Are you getting my point? My sales coach will say nothing is too cheap, nothing is too expensive. It depends on who is buying. I'll repeat, nothing is too cheap, nothing is too expensive. It depends on who is buying. So when it comes to pricing, and that's why you must have a vision of who you want. This program is not for everybody. And that's just the truth. It's not for everybody. I had a vivid picture of the kind of clients I wanted. When we started COVID year. And imagine I charged 100,000 way back then. COVID. The first cohort was in October 2020. And they paid. The first cohort, we had five people. Last year, it was 150. And then this year, I said I'm stepping up again. Why? Because my value has increased. And one of the best things that gives you psychological permission to charge for your value is when you have invested either a coefficient or, right, you have acquired new knowledge. The new knowledge could be free in that area, but you may not have spent money, but you have spent time, you have spent energy, you have spent attention. That is why they call it pay attention. A lot of people don't know that attention is a currency. You pay attention, right? You are here this morning. Your other colleagues are still sleeping. Is it beans? It's not beans, my dear. So when it comes to pricing standards, so the first thing I want you to have clearly is, who do you want? Who are your ideal customers? You must have that. So over the last 3 years, I've been learning a lot about business because I know that as a technical person, educational wise, because what we sell is intangible, we have the tendency to price ourselves cheap. Yeah. So all my investment has been around business development, sales. I did a 3-day boot camp and I paid 1 million naira. 3 days. 3 days. I paid 1 million naira to sit down in the class. We had it at Marriott Hotel at this thing. 3 days. And that's all. There's no follow-up. There's no... And well, you know what that program did for me? It shifted my paradigm. See, if you have not started walking away from some deals, you have not started. You have not started business. And sister is here. We still walked away from 100,000. We gave them a bill of 200,000. And the man divided the money into 100,000. And I said, you know what? I'm not going. Unfortunately for him, that same day happened to be my son's open day. So I said, I would rather, that 100,000 you want to give me, I would rather be present. My son was so excited. You can't imagine what I traded. Are you getting my point? So and the beautiful thing is that you have started. You already have people that know that you are good at what you do. And you have started investing massively. You just did your listing at Meadow Hall. Was it 5 naira? It's not 5 naira. So you get my point. So have your pricing standards. I can see your hands raised again. I don't know if it's still a mistake or something, if it was intentional. It's intentional.
Yeah. It's intentional, ma.
Okay.
Should I go on, ma?
Please do, quickly.
Okay, thank you. You said that in 2000, your price was this, last year your price was, and this year. Yeah. So for us that have tutoring firms, how do we increase our prices? Is it going to be monthly? No, not monthly, of course.
No, not monthly. Not monthly. So sincerely, I can't tell you, you decide. So what you can then do is increase the value proposition, right? Because what is money? Money is simply an exchange of value. So increase your value proposition. You may want to also offer some other support services so that you can, I'm looking for the right word, justify the increase. And sincerely, everything in the economy has increased. That alone is enough for you to increase. Are you getting me? Dollar rate has increased, but you have to do it in such a way that it's fluid. You can let them know way ahead so that they can also plan, right? And make it interactive. You can also come to a place of agreement. So take, for example, maybe the monthly this thing used to be 50,000, right? And your plan is to increase it to 70,000. And then you have a conversation and you both agree for 60,000. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? So it's not way out of range. And at the same time, you're not also feeling shortchanged. Because let me tell you, when you are passionate and you don't get commensurate results over time about your passion, it's going to die down. And you can't afford, because you have other tutors that are also, it's not just about you now. You have other tutors that are also hinging on the fact, on your idea. You have to keep being in business. So I think that answers for that. So secondly, payment before lessons or after lessons, which one is best practices? Did you start this program? We are not pay. Answer my question.
I paid, ma'am.
Exactly. So you may leave your former clients that way, right? Because you don't want to lose them. But going forward, you get it. Insist on payment. See, don't ever think that because other people are doing their business like this, the solution you are offering is different. So you have to be purposeful. So for the new clients, insist. Let there be documents. You people signed an agreement contract. So it's because when you don't put all those kind of standardization in place, that's when people just dictate to you. People should not dictate what your business should be, because you have the vision. You know why you are doing what you're doing. You have your reasons. And like I said, not everybody is your customer until you come to that realization and be willing. Yes, it may be painful, and be willing to walk away from some clients. You have not started business. I'm telling you. This year alone, I know how many deals I've walked away from. I'm serious. That as you grow, you understand? Because right now, the level you are in right now is not the level you were in January. I hope you all know. You are not the same. You are not the same. You have grown. You have moved. So for older clients, you can leave them that way. But for new clients, insist. Worst case, let them pay 50%. Worst case, just like everyone on the call this morning did. So I move to the next question. So how do I cope? So basically, I cope with my life and all of that because I live in systems. My home, my work, everything I have already. Okay. Adebukola, you have something that is bubbling on your mind. I can see your hand.
I just wanted to chip in something. You know, when you're talking about pricing, when you are telling Benedicta to find a way to charge our new clients. I remember 4 years ago when I started my online classes. I forgot to mention that I'm an online teacher as well. So I remember then I charged my clients 5,000 per hour then, and most times I have clients from US and UK. So they know it is quite cheap. So they were also always coming for you. But at the time, I just told myself, you know what? I think I need to step up my game. They're getting value for this thing. So why am I? So right now, I tell them, if you can't pay 10,000 per hour, please, you can look for somebody else. And that is it. They know the value you're giving to them. They just want to, they just feel teachers are, just, laid back. We can take anything from you. So we should try to, put that value out there and tell them that, okay, you know what, we know what we're doing, you're professional. So you need to pay for us. You need to pay for the services we're giving to you as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Beautiful. Yeah. So how I cope, I run my life in the systems. I do a lot of planning. I do a lot of thinking ahead. And so, for example, at the home front, I shop for the entire month, right? I have things, thank God, I'm in an environment where there's good electricity, right? I put them in, in bowls. I have food timetable that run, right? I raised my children to be very independent very early because I knew that the assignment was math. Fortunately for me, my husband is also a consultant. In fact, he just left for the cricket pitch this morning. He does sports consulting. He's into cricket, car racing, and golf, right? So fortunately for me, he is also always on the move. So when it comes, we do the Romeo and Juliet and all of that. When it's away, I marry my work. And then at the work front, I'm not working alone, like all of you can see. God has blessed me with very good resource. We have about 9 other staff, someone that does our graphics, someone that does our videos. My personal assistant is on the call this morning. Are you getting my point? She's the one that sent the reminder every morning. I don't get to do that, right? We have someone that is our project manager and data analyst. So there's a point where when you grow in your business, you know that you can't do it all anymore, right? And then you start being on the lookout for quality people. So one of the things we do is we ask for volunteers because there are people that want to really learn. And then from our volunteer pool, we have observed you and all of that. So we can then convert you into a paid staff when we need, especially along the areas of expertise. Then there are some that we outsource. For example, I was telling Madam Rose, I had to get a business and finance coach that helps me with my books, interpret, let me know if I'm doing well, if I'm not doing well. I set goals. I am a goal freak, right? So for example, at Core Skills, we must make a minimum of ₦1 million every single month. A minimum. That's the minimum. Are you getting the point? So there are months in which we exceed, there are months in which we almost get to, because I mean, business is fluid. It's not cast in stone. It's not like salary that you get salary. And then I also do a lot of strategic partnerships. I volunteer for organizations that I know that even if in the short run, I don't get to benefit, but in the long run, there's something in it for me, right? So I hope that has answered your question. So let me go to the chat box now. So I do a lot of planning, sincerely, every single day. Like today, I already have all my plans. All tailored out. So apart from company registration, what do I need to put in place personally before deciding to leave the classroom and face consulting full time? So the course you're going to be starting this week, the first module talks about transitioning from classroom to consultancy. All your questions will be answered. If you make your payment today, we'll give you your login details today. You can start today. You get the point? Yes, your login is ready, but it's in the cooler. So as you make payment, you get your login details because we want you all to making your balance payments before. So please prioritize us this week. Very, very important. Then is it advisable to rent an office space during startup or wait for a market audience before doing that? My dear, don't rent office space, especially in this world of remote work. I still work from my home office. This place you're seeing is my house. And I do my live sessions. And the overhead is crazy. Except you have someone that is dashing you an office. Or you have a co-working space. Okay? Yeah. So that is very, very important. Please don't go ahead to rent an office. A friend was even offering me a little space in our office, and by the time I calculated my commuting money to go and to come back, all you just need to do is repurpose any area of your house to make it look like an office. If I write a book, how do I get professionals to proofread and which printing press? Okay, no. I've skipped. The next question says, I know we are to charge schools by their capabilities, but I need an idea of how much to charge low cost, average, and premium schools. So yeah, you have actually answered that. There are some general pricing principles, okay? I'm going to share it on the group. Let me write it down so that I won't forget when we are done. Because the thing about consulting is, I think I'm about delving into Dr. Kapila's question. The thing about consulting is, if you are not very circumspect and if you are not very intentional about your documentation, schools want to turn you to a part-time staff. So you have to be very, very intentional. That's why you need that scope document. You need your proposal. And I'm sure in one of the modules, I spoke about out of scope. Are you getting it? I spoke about out of scope. So you have to also write out. You did not ask me to do this. You know, right from the beginning. And because as education consultants, most of the time we are very passionate. In fact, too passionate for my liking. I suffered the same thing. In fact, there's a school till tomorrow, way back 2014 or 2013. I did a consulting job for them. The school promised to pay me 250. In the course of going up and down, the lens of my projector got broken. Till tomorrow, the woman did not pay me 1 naira, and I did the job. So I have been bruised for your iniquity. I have been chastised. So that's why I'm so passionate about this thing, because I want to see anyone that comes along this program. I need to let you know that you don't have to go through what I went through. I suffered. There was no mentor at part. The only person that I tried to walk up to, she felt threatened, because I know that my personality can be threatened. The way I get things done, right? People are like, what's wrong with that? She's the only one. I'm the only one in my own world. I'm the only one. Are you getting me? Because nobody else has my fingerprint, okay? And so we have to make sure that we are very, very intentional about what we do. So I saw your hands raised up. You want to say something? So I
want to share my experience. Sorry.
Okay.
In 2012, I went to a school. It was through one of my sister-in-laws. She told me that, oh, this one has a school. She needs help. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'll come around. So she was like, well, I said, okay, once I finish with the work, just give me whatever you can.
How much?
That was the biggest mistake of my life.
Jesus.
I went there with a projector. When I got there, I did classroom decoration for all our walls were bare.
Wow.
I trained the teachers. Wow. I decorated our classrooms for her and everything. When I finished, guess how much
5K.
She gave to me? 5K. Thank you, Dr. Toyin.
I know them now. I know.
I was so upset. And I was like, is the 5K for my transport there, or for the projector, or for the classroom decoration?
You didn't even know where to start from.
So I learned my lesson that day.
Absolutely.
And ever since then, I never,
So I can't. So let me just let you know. It depends. It also depends on the deluge of work involved, right? So for premium schools, I mean, we charge as high as 2 million. It depends on the work. Right, for average schools, now that I have all of you, I don't go to average schools anymore. I just call you guys. Are you available? Take on this job. Give me my commission. Do it. Get your own money. I don't go to average school anymore. I'm sorry. My time is too precious. So I don't know how much you can charge for low cost and average school, except if I volunteer. When I'm volunteering, I do it as though I'm paid. But I don't go to average and low cost schools anymore. I call guys like you. So that's why I'm also asking for niches. So if you people are able to let me know which niche, I then say, okay, Madam Rose, okay, Adebukola, okay, Benedicta, okay, Dr. Tafila, okay, Madam Mukelola. Are you getting my point? So that's just the way it is. But I'll share some basic pricing principles. Then, if I write a book, how do I get professionals to proofread? Which printing press do you recommend? So for book writing, you have a lot of AI tools that you can use to edit. So gone are those days. When I started writing books, I had to, first of all, go and go and start with having to get editors and all of that. But I mean, it's easier now. And when you are ready, just let me know. At least, okay, you've not seen any of my books. Have you put any of my books? Hard copy.
I've seen the e-books.
Oh yeah, you need to get the hard copy.
Hard copy, okay.
Yeah, you see the quality and all of that. Yeah. So, and since you are not too far from us here, we can always deliver to you. Okay, so that is not a problem. I need help with a business plan and model. Don't worry. You see this business plan, you go right there. Module 2 is waiting for you. That's why I said this one that you did is just Jekureji. I'm going to give you bone as we commence this week. Okay, yeah. So that's to write an ebook. What license do you need? You only need what is called high SBN, and we have someone in house. That Mr. Tunde that is sending your login details to is the one that gets all my ISBN for me. So you are in good hands. All you need is ISBN. That's the International Serial Book Number, ISBN. Yeah, that's all you need. Okay. So Benedicta, that's all you need. Yeah. So I guess, yeah, so concerning Dr. Kabila's question, how do you try not over-involve yourself, under-involve, or involve rightly? So beautiful. It's so easy. It has to do with your documentation. When you have spelled out your scope, that's why you have the scope document. What is the scope of the work? What is it that you are not expected to do? Make sure you chat something that you are happy whenever you remember the money. You are able to work and work excellently.
Motivation.
Exactly. So what you can just do is, so one of the things that we do that we used to retain and also have our clients always coming back is to take their feedback and address it. Right? Like I told us, we are all going to be coming live on Thursday and Friday because I want to address some feedback that we got about some of the recordings. Do we get it? So when you take customers' feedback, because even sometimes you can be offering high value and the customer is not seeing it because the customer doesn't feel like there is a need. It's just like a child that says, I'm hungry. The child wants a banana, like my son. That's the best nutrition soup. You are now insisting that the child should eat indomie. It's a waste of time. You get it? So that's why we ask for feedback. And when we get feedback, we make sure, because feedback simply means the customer has explicitly told you their needs, right? And then you address it, and that is it. Okay, so is that all? I think that is all for now. I'm sure it's been a very insightful session this morning. Next on our agenda is announcement of the second part of the program and requirement for graduation. So if you go into the chat now, our group chat, I've already shared in what is required for graduation. So registration of your business name, it's optional, but we like to let you know, as in try to help you get started so that you are accountable for those that have not registered. If you need a lawyer, let me know. I have a lawyer that can help you do that. Opening of business account is very, very important because it makes you, look like a professional. All of us paid into a business account. You didn't pay to Dr. Toyin, so you're paying to an organization. Okay. Let me warn you, banks are going to charge you current account fee. But when you are really, really ready to set out, it's important. So again, we put it there optional. But it's just to also help you with accountability, right? Social media revamping. You are going to revamp your social. I'm going to check through everybody's social media. If it's not up to date, you're not going to graduate. I've sent the poster already on the group, so you can always see it. Then ebook publishing. Every one of us were expected to publish an ebook. It could even be 5 pages. It could be 10 pages around your niche. It is very, very important. Then you have to create an online course, upload on a learning management system. It could be YouTube. It could be Google Classroom. It could be on Google Teams. Why? Because we are now in a virtual environment, okay? And it's important we all have that skill to be able to earn virtually. I have not touched any one of you, except for, I think, Benedicta and Will and Kemi that I've seen physically on this call. Every one of you.
Please, can I ask a question?
Yes, go ahead, ma'am.
This social media revamping. I guess that's one of my weakest areas because I'm not very social.
You have to be social.
I'm asking, is it for the consulting part or?
Yes, it's for the consulting.
For my school, that one is okay. But
no,
for me, are you talking about my own personally?
Wait till concern your school. Ah, no, okay. Did you come to this program for are you paying for your? See, the truth is, you have to have one for yourself and for your consulting practice. Reason is because your personal profile also matters a lot because people want to relate with the person behind the brand. So Core Skills Transformational Academy has a brand. Dr. Toyin has a brand that is tight. So Talenu, go and check any of my social. It is very, very tight. Adebukola is attesting. From my WhatsApp to just Google my name. Just go to Facebook. Go to all social media handles. You will see me there. and go and look. You have the permission to look. We are going to take the class again. In fact, I think that's the class we take on Thursday, the social media revamp class, because I'm seeing that there's a lot of call around that, right? So it is not for your school, though. That one does not concern me here. So let me continue with my announcement. So then you are expected to organize a live or virtual training event, right? You send in pictures, you send in the dates. You have the luxury of the date, so choose your date, choose your time, right? But before you get our certificate, let me tell you, we've had close to 40 people and only 5 people have collected their certificate. So I am used to it. I don't have any problem. But you want to be someone that will not just start, but you want to finish, right? So these are all the requirements for your graduation. And since we have quite a number of us in Lagos, we can plan to hang out. Like Mrs. Mokwelala has told us, we can all come. I've sent it to the group. Oh, it's there. Oh, it's like a picture. How much do banks charge for opening a company account? Yeah, I don't know. Go there. I'm not a banker. I opened my own 4 or 5 years ago. So I don't know. But usually it's free now. Usually it's free. It's over time that they will now begin to deduct some money when money begins to come in. Maintenance, SMS,
Hello.
Yeah, but they will ask you for some things, SIN number, your registration, certificate, and all of that. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, ma. Sorry, as regards the bank opening,
Yes.
she will need to pay for UBA. I think they asked for, is it 10,000 naira? For this your client stuff. They claim they want to come and know your place and everything.
Hey.
So you pay. Yes.
Thank you so much, Dr.
Then you have your stamp too. The stamp of your
you have to
your
get
company.
the company stamp. Yeah.
It could be a seal or a stamp or so.
Yeah, and then your TIN number. That's
your TIN number, yes. But if you do, CAC now comes with TIN number.
Automatically. Yeah.
Yes, so I think those are just. Then sorry, I have one more question, please. I just saw one of my daughters now. Yeah. How do we know when a school specific need? Of course, you talk about you in your child's school, you notice some of the problems they have. Of course, in my students' school too, I do notice some of the problems and offer solutions as freebies and all that. But for other schools that possibly you're not that close to them, but you just want to help out, since you said we should not have we should not write a generic kind of proposal. So how do we make it specific?
Who can answer that question? You have not. There's a particular module that I talk especially about this. Who can answer that question? When I talked about stages in consulting, what was the first stage? Oh yeah, exam time. What was the first stage in consulting? Yes. Diagnosis. Yes, Benedicta, on mute. You're muted.
You already said it, ma. Diagnosis.
Yes. Diagnosis. Yes. So there are some questions you would ask them, and it's in that thing. You're right. Then let me also share something with you people right away. In fact, you must have a briefing session. You don't go into, it's just like a medical doctor. You don't come to the hospital. The doctor will ask you some very, very pertinent questions, right? Before the doctor will now say, and they will be asking you in such a way that you almost like, embarrassing, right? What did you eat yesterday night? At what time did you sleep? When was the last time you saw your period? Am I right?
Yes, yes. What analysis? Yeah.
Yes. So they ask you very, very pertinent questions. And sometimes you're like, wait, I just came to complain. I have stomach problem. What is this? Why is this doctor asking me plenty questions? Right? So I've shared it with you now. It's called the 5P session. And when you go for your diagnostic session and briefing session, please you'll be tempted. Don't open your mouth to offer any solution. The moment you have opened your mouth and offer solution, why will I pay you? Because you're going to encounter some very dubious and supposedly quote and unquote clients that feels that they are very smart. All you need to do is just ask this question and take notes, or you record. Purpose, why are we doing this? Why exactly have you called me to your school? Planning, what strategic directions do you think we can do to derive these outcomes? Because you need the cooperation of your clients as well to be able to achieve solutions to the problem. So always let them know they have a part to play. You are not a magician. As a consultant, you are not a magician. They have their part to play. You have your part to play. Just like this course now. You can't come and tell me, Dr. Tony, you didn't teach me well. When you have not paid your class, you have not sat down like Benedicta and listen and write line by line. I will not come and put the course inside your head. I've done my part. You've made your payments. You've done your part. Then you have to sit down with the course and learn as much as you can and get the best out of this course and make the best use of it. Are you getting me? So I think that answers your question, Dr. Kafila. Benedicta, you were raising your hand before. Was it intentional?
Dr. T, one more question, please. Okay, clarification. Ma, I'm talking about a school that you don't have a relationship with.
You
don't have a relationship with them.
You walk in.
You don't go with a letter of introduction or you just walk in. How do one create that relationship? How do they
you want to say something?
that?
Yeah, she was saying the proposal. I think you shared one during the training. Was it the second or the third assignment?
Yeah.
The kind of letter you sent to the school.
Yes.
Concerning the need. Yeah, the needs they have. Yes.
Yes. So
the needs. Yeah.
Exactly. So they have to state the needs. So you can then have an introduction or cover letter. But oftentimes I would advise that you walk in as a person. Introduce yourself even before you drop a letter. If you just send a letter, anybody can squeeze a letter and throw it in a basket. Right? There is nothing as powerful as you walk in and you go, oh, wow, this is what I do. Or you can even just have conversations around that. How has the school been run? And they're like, because you have to also use your relational skills in those terms, right? But just, the funniest thing is that we always like to do something that will satisfy our conscience that we did something. But even we know it won't yield results. Are we getting my point? I think there is hardly nobody we didn't call back on this call before you came to this program. I think it's only Ade Bukola that I was ready, and before I know it, she was Pepe, and our own was the fastest. Benedicta, we called you. AY, we called several times. Dr. Kafila, I was on a case.
Dr. Toyi, I've been keeping tabs on you for the past 2 years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I could have as well sent you a message and feel cool and say, I've sent message, they will come now. Is it not Dr. Toyin your bad? Yesterday evening, we were still on cold calls. Serious cold calls. Are we getting it? So you must, even if you can't meet the person physically, you must have that. There are 5 touches you can have with your customer. See, we don't have time. I don't know. 5 touches. But you see that steady proposal is the least that is effective. You are just deceiving yourself. So you have to go in person, let them know the stuff. Why do you think I do free training? Because people don't know you. Nobody cares about it. Sorry, I don't want to use that word. Nobody cares the damn about who you are. Until they know what you can offer them. All of us as individuals, we are selfish. So when I do the free call, they're like, oh, more, and then there's no free training I do that I don't pitch. It's a sales strategy. So walk in there, have conversation. Do you have any problem in your school that you think you need support with? You don't even introduce yourself first as a consultant because that will give them false resistance. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
Thank God, even your dress, the kind of schools you enter, they will welcome you open-handed. Muslim community, my sister. You can even start conversation from a place of religion, from a place of. Are you getting my point? Then gradually you start tilting towards that angle, and then by that way you already know what the problem. By the time you start having conversation, you then already know the problems they have, and then you can then wrap it up to say, oh, this is what I can do, this is what I can, and then, I don't have any. Okay, we can start from here. You enter with low, or that's why you need to have a variety of products and services. You can get my book. It's called Customer's Journey. You meet them at where they are on their journey. It's not every customer that can pay 200,000, but some people can buy a book of 10,000. Some people can book one-on-one session of 20,000.
Yeah.
My 1-hour session is 20K, and I have people that are paying for it. I'm paying well, and my target is before the end of the year to be 50K per hour. Because even this time we have spent together, you can see the deluge of interactions that we've had. Like so insightful. Benedicta, you want to ask a question? You're on mute. You need to unmute. You're muted. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Ma. Still on the pricing thing.
Yeah.
So what is best to have a fixed price for, say, okay, children in preschool, 5,000 per hour, you're writing GCSE, 15 or 20,000 per hour, or you charge as parents can pay. Some people can actually pay 40,000 per hour. So those are some things that are running
So
in
what
my
do you
head.
think? What do you think?
Well, for me, both of them have their pros and cons, you know. I think like this for schools, you know, Abyssina, for example,
yeah,
have their targeted customers. And there are some parents that can even pay far beyond what Abyssina is charging, but they just have to set a standard, you know. So I'm thinking I should just have a fixed price. So if I'm doing 5,000 per hour and probably in a month 20,000,
yeah,
and maybe parents say, oh, I can offer 10,000. I say, okay, no problem, 10,000. We'll give you 2 lessons per week. So I just wanted to be sure.
Yes. So sincerely, there's no cast in stone with pricing. Are you getting my point? And you know the beautiful thing with your own is that you don't have parents all together, put together in one place where they will have to start. You know, in such situations, you have to be very careful because.
Well, I have a challenge when they refer. You know, so I have a parent that has referred like 4 people. So the first person she referred, she gave the person her own price.
So you can always tell the new parent that, oh, that used to be the price because she has been with you with so and so years. Well, we just reviewed the price recently, and this is the new price. It's a matter of grammar. Hey, Benedicta, it's a matter of grammar, my love. You understand? Worst case, not say, no, you don't need plan for it. You know what you can say? You can then come to a middle, but at least it's still got something a bit high. That's from where she's coming from. Are you getting my point? So, and then that's why I said also provide series of ranges of products along the customer's journey so that wherever the customer meets you, you're good. Hey, this is Toasty, just join us when we are almost finishing. Hey, all right, so I don't know what to say. You will watch the replay, but we will allow you to introduce yourself, Sha, because you're about to go. Okay, so next on our agenda. So please, those requirements for graduation, take them seriously. The fact that you have finished paying your money, don't come and ask me for certificate if I have not done everything you're supposed to do, because we not give it. So yeah, I think we are about getting done. So for the second session, please, a minute, Mrs. Mopelola, I will ask you, please, either you make your payment between today and Monday, or you give us a day when you are paying this week. So send a private message to either me or my assistant. Let us know. If you give us a date you are paying this week, we would release your login details. If you make your payment, you get your login details before evening. Because we have salaries to pay, we have overhead costs to also attend to, right? So, but if you can tell us when you are going to be paying between 4th and 8th of March, we can also release your login details to you. But all payments must come in this week for you to be able to continue on the course. That is our standard policy. And like I said, please let's remember, we are going to be back on the call on Thursday and Friday, 6 p.m. Social media revamp class will be, in fact, I'm thinking of redesigning the graphics because a lot of things have also moved on, but I will see what I can do. If I can redesign the slides, I will just talk and then add a lot more insights to the session. And then on Friday, we'll be having the introduction to consulting and any other one that Benedicta drops for me, as she has promised. So like I said, I promised to send in the pricing principles, general pricing principles, right? And you know what principles are? They anywhere, anytime, they are relevant. So I'll drop it on the call like I promised. What else? Okay. So let's get to hear from Tosin Taiwo. Hey, I've received a lot, so a lot. Some people, they don't want to agree for anybody. Okay, thank you. We will be the second person to challenge her. I'm not going to mention her name, but she's smiling to me, and her video is done. Okay. So, Mrs. Taiwo, please kindly quickly unmute yourself, introduce yourself, and that will be all for this morning. Then I think I saw Mrs. Ademopelola's hands raised, so I don't know if she wants to say something. Okay, Mrs. Tose, over to you, ma'am. And we would love to see your face. She's on low cut, so you don't need to go and wear anything. Mrs. Tose, on mute, so let's get to meet you quickly. This is another very powerful woman on the call. Go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Firstly, I apologize for joining in late. I overslept. It wasn't long. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. And I would like to say a big thank you to your team. You're doing an incredible job. I think it's been a learning curve for me. So especially on the pricing, because I've been doing a lot for free, and there are times I was like,
you are coming from NGO background now, that's why. It's affecting you.
They just think everything you're doing should be for that free thing, and they just keep coming and asking. I was like, come on, how long am I going to do this? So I think I attended this program at it's been so timely. So I would like to say a big thank you with respect to that. So I think that is one thing that I have enjoyed so much reading and learning from. So yes, so thank you.
So your location, what's special about you? What niche of consulting are you considering?
Classroom management, and also I'm more into empathy in the classroom.
So it's called social emotional learning. Write that down. So yeah, that's a niche. Social emotional learning. Because you have to be using some professional jargon so that they will know that you know what you're doing. And go and Google and start reading around it, because it's encompassing. Empathy is just a tiny part of it. Did you get it? So you see why it's important that you have a coach and a mentor. Social emotional learning is a whole niche on its own, and it's a very beautiful. It's one of the most, in the last, I think between last year and this year, a lot of research has gone into it globally, and that's fantastic. So go ahead, ma'am. Yeah.
So yeah, so that is it for me. As you said, I'll spend time to learn more.
Yes.
And be a better coach.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. So you're dialing in from which part of Lagos?
Alimosho.
Okay, and what's special about you?
I could be very shy.
Yay, really? I'm hearing that for the first time. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
And I don't like paparazzi. Yes, so that is just.
You will do paparazzi in this one that you're going to like this. So not because of you, but because of the assignment, because of that passion, right? So we see in class on Thursday. Don't let me talk too much because you are handling that. Okay, yes. So everybody, thank you so much for your time. I can't thank you all enough. So drop in the chat room one word to describe this session that we've had. Just one word. Drop in the chat section, and then we will call it a day. Drop in the chat section. So thank you all. The recording will be shared shortly.
Sorry, Dr. Toyin.
Yes, go ahead.
This is
Okay, because I saw your hands up and down. I don't know.
Thank you very
much. Go ahead, ma. Yes, ma.
It has been an awesome one.
Yes, ma'am.
What I really wanted to ask is, there was a question you asked Because if everything has been an interactive one like this, we will be jotting and there are lots we will have to take home. Unlike the one you dropped and we have to go through the videos and then have to start jotting with coupled with some other things with day-to-day activity we engage ourselves in and all. So this is a very lovely one anyway. But I wanted to ask if you drop this particular Zoom video on our platform.
Yes.
This particular one.
Yes.
This very one.
Yes, it's been recorded.
I appreciate it.
It's been recorded, yes.
Much.
So once we are done, we'll upload on our YouTube. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel, everyone, please. Once we are done, we upload on our YouTube and we'll share the link with you. Definitely, we do that.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I would have loved to be bringing everybody every Saturday. I don't have any problem, but I know adult life and it's not easy having to get us all.
We all have different way of learning,
Yes, and that's
so
why
we have the virtual, we have the kinesthetic and all.
Absolutely.
So I am not the type that I'm a visual learner. That's it. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Yeah. And that's why we are deploying all the various methodologies. We have self-paced, we have this live session. So we are still going to have one definitely before the end of the program, right? So definitely we have to come together again. Right, so one word drop in the chat room. Thank you everyone for joining. I'll stop